Hi guys, we are going to take a look at a populate list that I've been working on, and I always wanted to play a token list, um, primarily not because I like tokens per se, but I really wanted to play it because I like Delver, and I think one of the problems with Delver lists, aside from the fact that there's no ponder, is that there's just too few creatures. You have to play a small amount of creatures because you want to flip Delver. Um, and that kind of sucks because it kind of works against you because you want to be aggressive tempo based, but sometimes you can't be that because if you don't have Delver, you're kind of behind. You have to use all those tempo cards to stop an opponent's aggressive tempo. Kind of sucks. But what if the cards that flip Delver created creatures such as Celestial Charm, uh, what am I? Call of the Conclave, and Advent of the Worm. Um, See, those things, they're spells, but they give you creatures, right? Token-based strategies. So I think I was really excited about that working with Delver. Um, but in my brewing, I just couldn't, I just didn't have enough space, and it was just really cards that I really wanted to play, like Voice of Resurgence. I mean, if I'm playing green white, I just don't see why I wouldn't play the best card in Dragon's Maze, by far. So that said, I just started thinking maybe I should brew a populate deck, but I really just didn't know the direction I wanted to go. Um, this list is very similar to what Patrick Chapin or whatever his name is. He brewed a very similar list. I've made slight changes to his list, and I'm actually very impressed with the deck. I actually think it's very aggressive. It does good against. I don't know how it would play against decks that just board sweep and just take care of you. But it's looking pretty decent in testing. So what we have here is a populate token-based strategy. The object of the game is to just beat face with big dudes that copy themselves and just win the game by good old turning creatures sideways with big dudes. And that's like, that is day one magic. Everyone loves that. So what we're running is a 25 land list here. 4 Temple Gardens, 4 Sun Petal Groves, 1 Township, 1 Grove of the Guardian, 4 Plains, and then the rest are all forests. I want to say that's 10 forests or something. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 forests. Chapin ran more plains and less of these utility lands, but I'm running a few different early drops, so I can get away with this. Um, for 1 drops, we got 4 Avacyn's Pilgrim as mana ramp and 4 Abundant Growth. Chapin didn't run this, and I'm running it because I didn't like Experiment 1. I mean, Experiment 1 is cool, and oftentimes I guess you would be able to flip him into a 2/2 and then eventually evolve him into a 3/3 or whatnot. Um, but I found the mana base to be so shaky. Like sometimes you get stuck with double planes, or you know what I mean. There's just too many planes, man. There's too many white mana. But you needed it. You need that white mana. So instead, I rather fix the mana base early with abundant growth and just cantrip into another card because the curve is really low. And for the most part, the curve is exceptional. So um, I've been playing abundant growth and I've loved it a lot, especially since a lot of basic lands you just end up making these all duels. You know, works very well. For the 2-drop spot, we have Call of the Conclave, which is awesome. Watchwolf is a great card. 3/3 for 2 toughness or for 2 mana is amazing. Love the card. Good. It's a good card here. Celestial Charm, I think it's underrated. I'm playing 3 because not only does it become a 2/2 knight, Vigilant Knight, which if necessary, it also can work as a removal for very big creatures. And if you notice, the deck doesn't have removal, so kind of a necessary uh, hole you have to dig. You just got really you need to have something like this, like an ace in your sleeve. And the last 2-drop spot, which is the card that everybody's talking about, is Voice of Resurgence. $30, whatever on eBay, and it's a crazy card. There's value there. people say the card will drop, and I hope it drops. But it definitely is. I would value it where it's at. I mean, it's the best card in the set for sure. 2 mana for a 2/2 that when it dies gives you another creature with the possibility of being bigger than its original creature. That's very good. And if they cast spells on your turn, then you get that creature anyway, and the voice of resurgence still stays alive. That's pretty good. That is very good. That is a format defining card, if any. Um, or and I don't say it's defining in that like cards like Searing Spear become useless, because it's not true. You know what I mean? But what it does is it forces those people to no longer play that Drago. I can use this 2 mana at the end of your turn to kill your creature, and then have 2 mana open the next turn to do something. It's no longer like that. Now they have to weigh that cost of making a tempo play like that with, being affected by an extra creature on the board, or extra 1 or 2 creatures on the board, right? That could be bigger, or just using that removal on their turn at sorcery speed. And that is a big deal. It may not seem like much now, but it's a huge deal. Voice of Resurgence, badass card. Plays great in this deck, especially because we are just overloading the board with a bunch of creatures and things to do. And those are all our 2-drops. Just Celestial Charms, Call of the Conclave, Voice of Resurgence, 11 2-drops. That's a lot. For the 3-drops, we got 2 Wayfaring Temple. I really like the card. It's just really hard to play with. Power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control, so obviously you want him on board when you got a few things out there, clearly. But when he deals combat damage, Populate, maybe too cute, but I feel like Chapin was right. He does belong in the deck. The number of him is something that you need to work out. We got 3 Rootborn defenses. This is a great combat trick. Helps Populate. That's fucking awesome. At the 4-drop spot, we have, where is Advent? Okay, so we have Advent of the Worm, which is probably one of the better cards in the set. 4 for a 5/5. That is good at instant speed with Trample. So he's great against control. Great against a shitload of decks. Great against everything. This is a card he defines the deck, kind of similar to Thragtusk, in my opinion, right? So 4 of this guy, token, populate him with the Rootborn defenses, and with a couple other cards that we're going to talk about in a little bit. So that's all we have at 4 mana. At 5 mana, actually I forgot, we have 2 Tristani. I totally forgot about this card, but Chapman played him in his list, and whenever I've tested with him, he's been amazing. He's such a strong card. The 5 toughness is very, very relevant. Dodges Mizzium Mortars, dodges a bunch of removal. It's multicolored, dodges Ultimate Price. Good card. Love it. And at the 5-drop slot, we have 3. Chapman played 4 of in his list, but we are running 3 Scion of Vitu-Ghazi, and I would never have even looked twice at this card, but it is really, really solid card. You get 2 creatures for 5 mana, and you get to populate. So at the very least, probably 3 creatures up. That's solid. This is solid. This is a very, very solid card, because you're not going to populate the bird token. Most likely you're going to populate the Voice of Resurgence token, the Elemental token, or a Worm token. You're going to get a lot of value out of it. So awesome card. And to end the curve, we got a couple cute things here. We got Armada Worm, 6 mana for 10 damage on the board. Pretty cool. And then we have Collective Blessing, which is just a really big ass Crusade enchantment. I almost think that another Armada Worm is better in the slot, but we'll see. It's worth testing. In the sideboard, we got a couple cute things. We got 2 Loxodon Smiters. They'll come in against control, and they come in against aggro, hyper aggressive decks that just get big. Not big, but decks that just can't deal with 4 power and 4 toughness, like red deck wins. Maybe even Naya. So we got two of those, and they'll come in. They substitute for a Wayfaring Temple in that matchup. Three Thragtusk, which come in against the aggressive decks as well, and they side in for Scion of Vitu-Ghazi. One Sigarda, which is for Jund and Olivia. Um, One Unflinching Courage. I'm not really sure why I have this in here, but Lifelink Trample always sounds like a good thing. I'll probably just bring that in, put it on the Sigarda. I don't know. Two Rest in Peace for Reanimator strategies, maybe some control strategies. This might be better as Ground Seal. I'm not sure. Two Sundering Growth. It's very nice to kill Troublesome Permanent and Populate. Three Druid's Deliverance, just in case we might need it for aggro. And it has Populate. Maybe this is just too cute. I'm not sure if this is necessary, but we're playing it anyway. And an extra Celestial Charm for that pseudo type of removal. So that is the list. I'm sure it still needs work, but in testing, it's been pretty cool. So we are gonna create a game, and we're gonna fucking see what. Let's test it out. Let's try this deck out. Populate. Like, just thinking about popular matchups, like against Naya, it's just so much stronger. I mean, you know what I mean? Against humans, like you got 3/3s at 2 mana. You got this dude. You got ramp. I mean, it's probably a much better strategy than, like, just on game ones. It should win game ones alone. So, is Thragtusk necessary? I'm not sure. Lockdown Smiter necessary? I'm not sure. Like this third card, Druid's Deliverance. I mean, what do I take out? I mean, I guess I could play it and then just take out Abundant Growth. I'm not sure. I don't know. Might be worth it. Yeah. Damn it. We can't find a game or what? What's going on? Oh, here, we're doing this guy's game. Let's go to the deck. Yeah, we don't keep that. That is a. Yeah, Morgan, we can keep a. Oh, damn, we got a fucking worse hand. Okay, we keep this. Damn it, the same. Oh my good humans. Who the fuck plays this, really? Like, we're behind now. I don't think this is a deck that you want to aggressively mulligan with. Humans, man, humans. They fucking played that shit for real. Oh, this is gonna be such a problem. My God. It's an interesting deck that this guy's got, right? I mean, it's pretty cool. Fucking Cathedral Sanctifier. What a douchey card. 29 life. Oh my goodness. Well, at least he's still stuck on 2 mana. Um, yeah, we need this, so we're gonna go with that. Put the Scion, Bird, one, Blind, Populate. That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. So, you know, ah, wow. Wow, that is interesting. Azorius aggro? That's very cool, man. Like, we gotta think about it here. Like, is he gonna go with the board wipe? I mean, is that what we gotta worry about? Like, I'm not sure. Wow. This might be too aggressive, but I feel like it needs to be done. So Scion of Vitagazi is proven to be a very solid card. Like we've 1, 2, 3, Ghostly Flicker. Damn. And that champion is getting huge. So see, this is where a card like Celestia Shrine really becomes powerful. Like he can't attack with his 4/4 though, he knows. So yeah, we don't have to worry about Supreme Verdict. He clearly would not play that card. We're just gonna attack with the evasive threats. Like, for sure, he does not want to trade the champion with that. And now we are gonna go Voice of Resurgence, son. Eat my dick, son. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fucking 9/9 token if he does shit on our turn. So that's a 5/5. We'll take that 5/5. Leah Sky Knight. What is he detaining? Like he has to send back the block. He can't fuck with that. You know what I mean? Like I'll just block this. I don't care. I mean, I'll block with the Voice of Resurgence. Man, we got good shit out here right now. What is he at? 25. Swing with everything. He's gonna have to block this. You know what I mean? I think we swing with everything. Fuck it. We swing with everything. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. Second main. I want to get another one of our best blockers of the year back up in the small four. Wow, this deck is so powerful. It's just a value. You get so much fucking value. So, as you can see there, the deck did very well. Surprisingly well. Yeah, we're going to play test more with it.